அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். இந்த பதிவின் மூலமாக மஹேந்திரா நோவோ 755DI 75 HP 4-wheel drive டிராக்டரோட வாழைக்கட்டையை அழிக்கிற ப்ராசஸை பார்க்க போகிறோம். இந்த ப்ராசஸ்க்கு சக்திமான் 42 பிளேடு டஸ்கர் சீரீஸ் ரொட்டாவேட்டரை யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. வாங்க வீடியோக்குள்ளே போகலாம். வாழைக்கட்டையை எப்படி அழிக்கிறதுங்கிறத தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு சில தகவல்கள் இந்த வீடியோ பதிவில் கொடுத்துருக்கு. அதனால் வீடியோவை கடைசி வரைக்கும் ஸ்கிப் பண்ணாமல் பாருங்கள். இந்த டிராக்டரோட இன்ஜின் பவர்டு பை மஹேந்திரா. இதோட ஹார்ஸ் பவர் 75. இதோட சிலிண்டர்ஸ் நம்பர் ஆஃப் சிலிண்டர்ஸ் 4. இதோட ஏர் கிளீனர் ட்ரை டைப் கொடுத்துருக்கு. அடுத்து இதோட கிளட்ச் டைப். இதில் டபுள் கிளட்ச் கொடுத்துருக்கு. டபுள் கிளட்ச் ஆப்ஷன் எதுக்கு முக்கியம்னா, வாழைக்கட்டையை அழிக்கிறப்போ வாழைக்கட்டை வாழை சருவு ரோட்டரியில் சுற்றுறப்போ மூவிங் கிளட்சை நம்ம ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணி பிடிச்சோம்னா அந்த கட்டை வாழை சருவில் ரிலீஃப் ஆகிக்கும். அதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம மூவிங் கிளட்சை ரிலீஸ் பண்ணி நாம் ஆப்ரேட் பண்ணலாம். அடுத்து இதோட கியர் பாக்ஸ். இதில் சிங்க்ரோமேக்ஸ் கரோரா கியர் பாக்ஸ் கொடுத்துருக்கு. இதில் 20 ஃபார்வேர்டு 20 ரிவர்ஸ் கியர் ஆப்ஷன் கொடுத்துருக்கு. அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் இதில் க்ரீப்பர் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு கியர் ஆப்ஷன் கொடுத்துருக்கு. இந்த கியர் ஆப்ஷனை நம்ம பயன்படுத்துகிறப்போ வண்டியோட மூவ்மெண்ட் கம்மியாகவும் பிடிஓ பவர் அதிகமாகவும் இருக்கும். இது வாழைக்கட்டையை அழிக்கிறதுக்கு ட்ரென்ச்சர் யூஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம குழி எடுக்கிறதுக்கும் இது ரொம்ப யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும். அடுத்து இந்த டிராக்டரோட ஸ்டேரிங் டைப். இந்த டிராக்டரில் பேலன்ஸ்டு பவர் ஸ்டேரிங் கொடுத்துருக்கு. இதன் மூலமாக நம்ம அனைத்து விதமான விவசாய உபகரணங்களை யூஸ் பண்ணுறப்பவும் திருப்பறக்கு ரொம்ப ஈஸியாக இருக்கும். ஆப்ரேட்டரோட எஃபர்ட்டை இது ரெடியூஸ் பண்ணுது. அடுத்து இந்த டிராக்டரோட பிரேக் டைப். இதில் ஆயில் இம்மர்ஸ்டு மல்டி டிஸ்க் பிரேக் கொடுத்துருக்கு. இதன் மூலமாக நம்ம பிரேக்கை அணைச்சி திருப்புறப்போ நல்லா திரும்புது. இதில் வீல் ஸ்லிப்பேஜ் முழுமையாக தவிர்க்கப்படுகிறது. அடுத்து இந்த டிராக்டரோட பிடிஓ டைப் பற்றி பார்க்கலாம். இந்த டிராக்டரோட பிடிஓ டைப் இண்டிபெண்ட். இதில் 3 விதமான பிடிஓ ஆர்பிஎம் கொடுத்துருக்கு. 540, 1000 ரிவர்ஸ். அடுத்து ரோட்டரி டில்லரோட ஸ்பெசிஃபிகேஷனை பற்றி பார்க்கலாம். ரோட்டரி டில்லரில் எல் டைப் பிளேடு யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கு. மொத்தம் 42 பிளேடு. ஒரு பிளேடோட ப்ரைஸ் 140 ரூபாய். இந்த பிளேடை 30லிருந்து 35 மணி நேரம் ஆவரேஜாக நம்ம பனானா மல்ச்சிங்க்கு யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். அடுத்து இதோட ரோட்டரி பிளான்ஸோட சைஸ் 11.25 இன்ச் பிளான் சைஸ் இதில் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கு. காரணம், நம்ம வாழையை அழிக்கிறப்போ வாழை மரத்தை வெட்டுறதோடு மட்டும் இல்லாமல் வாழைக்கட்டையும் முழுமையாக அழிச்சிட்டு வந்தால் தான் நம்ம ஒரே உழவில் வாழைக்கட்டை தலையாது. அதற்காகத்தான் இதில் பிளான் சைஸ் 11.25 இன்ச் கொடுத்துருக்கு. உங்களுக்கு இந்த டிராக்டர் மற்றும் இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் சம்பந்தமான சந்தேகத்திற்கு கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் கொடுத்துருக்கு. மேலும் இது போன்ற சுவாரஸ்யமான வீடியோ பதிவுகளுக்கு தவறாமல் சப்ஸ்கிரைப், லைக் அண்ட் ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள். தேங்க்ஸ் ஃபார் வாட்சிங்.
Hi, I'm Adam Sills, Marketing Product Specialist for Massey Ferguson Compact Tractors. I have here with me the new 1800E Series Compact Tractor. These tractors are a perfect match for just about any chore around your property. Whether you're mowing, tilling, or just doing some loader work, the 1800E will become your trusted partner. The 1800E comes in 3 sizes, 25, 35, and 40 horsepower. It can be equipped with either an 8x8 synchro shuttle transmission or 3-range hydrostat. The synchro shuttle makes it easy to shift between forward and reverse. Just press the clutch in, pull the lever back to reverse, press the clutch back in, and press the lever forward to drive forward again. You can also put on a loader or backhoe, further adding to the versatility. The operator station is laid out.
आहे की आपला आहे की ट्रॅक्टर चला बरं आपला आहे आपलं ट्रॅक्टरने चालवाय कोण आहे ड्रायव्हर इथं
my name is Zach Cagle. I'm the marketing product specialist for mid-range and high horsepower Massey Ferguson tractors. Today I want to show you around the Massey Ferguson 8700 S-Series tractors. This is our highest horsepower S-Series, ranging from 270 horsepower all the way up to 400 max engine horsepower. These tractors are proudly built heavy and powerful here in Jackson, Minnesota to meet the needs of your operation. If you're looking for a straightforward but precision-equipped tractor, the Massey Ferguson 8700 S-Series tractor is the tractor for you. The Massey Ferguson 8700 S-Series tractor runs an 8.4-liter AGCO power engine. This engine's been out in the 8700, 8600 series tractors for several years, and we've had great performance and reliability out of it. This engine meets Tier 4 final emissions requirements without the use of a diesel particulate filter. Our engineers have engineered this tractor to meet Tier 4 final requirements by the use of diesel exhaust fluid through our SCR system and also a diesel oxidation catalyst, saving you time where you don't have to perform a diesel particulate filter regen or worry about that canister building up heat in the middle of your operation. Behind the 8.4-liter AGCO power engine, you'll find the Dyna VT transmission. This is a continuously variable transmission, and it works in perfect harmony with our AGCO power engine. We use dynamic tractor management to manage that relationship and save you fuel and time. Let me put it to you this way to explain dynamic tractor management. For simple terms, let's say we're roading a large square baler behind this tractor, and we start up a hill. You would hear the engine start to automatically raise an engine RPMs to produce more horsepower to pull that load up the hill. And vice versa. When you crest that hill and you start down the other side, your 8700 S-Series tractor in dynamic tractor management mode would automatically decrease those engine RPMs because that horsepower is not needed and you don't need to burn as much fuel. With the introduction of the 8700 S-Series tractors, our AGCO power engineers made a few small but significant changes to the front cooling package of the AGCO power engine. Here you will see our easily accessible air filter. Here you'll find the condenser. This increased in size, the air-to-air intercooler, the transmission cooler, and then you'll see here we added an external oil cooler to help power those increased demands of implements requiring more and more hydraulic flow. Then you'll find our radiator here. We all know that each and every one of you out there farming, very few of you have perfectly smooth fields. This is why we put a suspended front axle under the front of the 8700 S-Series tractor. You're dealing with terraces, you're roading them down the road, you're crossing pivot tracks. I could go on and on about the different bumps you deal with every day out there in your fields. But this tractor and the suspended front axle and your cab suspension that comes on the 8700 S-Series tractor is going to make your day in the field a whole lot more enjoyable. Also standard on the 8700 S-Series tractors are pivoting front fenders. These are available in the standard width or a wider width front fender depending on your conditions. Turning radius is a big deal, especially in row crop applications. As you can see here, our frame on the 8700 S-Series tractor features a curved design. This allows the front wheel and front axle to turn very sharply, giving you a tight turning radius at the end of your headlands. Now that we're at the rear of the tractor, I want to point out a few key things. This is where the work gets done. These tractors are built heavy duty and they're also simple. Here you'll notice our 6 remotes. Each of these feature pressure relief valve on them, so when we're unhooking and hooking implements that may have pressure on them, we can do that and release the pressure very easily there. Also, just to mention, here's our power beyond and free flow return valves here. Our hydraulic system on this tractor features 54 gallons per minute of flow. This flow is dedicated to the rear remotes, meaning that we get a full 54 gallons per minute of flow. I'll also mention that our hydraulic reservoir is separate from our transmission. So let's say that something happens with one of our implements, and let's say we blow a drive motor on one of our hydraulic motors. We would only contaminate our hydraulic system. We would not get any contamination into our transmission. Optional on the 8700 S-Series is a heavy-duty quick hitch. Down here you'll see a Category 3 drawbar, and here is our PTO. Optional with this tractor is a 540 6-spline shaft, or a 21-spline 1000 RPM shaft, or a 20-spline 1000 RPM shaft. Also at the rear of the tractor, you'll notice our cab suspension shocks. This is a 4-point cab suspension system. There's 3 settings on it: an automatic setting, which the tractor will control for you based off conditions, and also a firm setting and a soft setting based off of your preference. The benefit of cab suspension is certainly when you're in rough areas. You couple that together with our suspended front axle, this tractor rides very well. Think about crossing over terraces, pivot tracks, whatever that may be. It's very important to have a smooth ride on those long working days. Making your life much easier when hooking and unhooking implements, we have here our 3-point controls, down and up. Here's our rear remote control. This is assignable to valves 1 through 6 through the Datatronic 5 monitor, meaning that we can control any of our rear remotes, 1 through 6. This is nice if you have a hydraulic jack on a baler or an implement. You can plug that valve in and you can control that hydraulic jack when hooking and unhooking that implement. Finally, here is our PTO on and off switch. When we look at the rear axle of the Massey 8700, we offer 2 rear axle options, one being a short bar axle and also a long bar axle for those row crop or wide space configurations. Also from the factory, we offer rear and front duals, your choice. And when it comes to ballast, we can ballast this tractor all the way up to 39,000 pounds. We offer rear wheel weights as well as front weight packages to get there. We offer 2 light packages on the 8700 S Series tractors. Our standard halogen light package, and if you're doing a lot of night work, I would recommend our LED lights. The LED work light package can turn night into day for you. These lights help with range and visibility as well as decreasing blind spots when you're working at night. Let me show you around the Massey Ferguson 8700 S Series 4-post high visibility cab. First thing I want to point out is 2 courtesy lights here. When you're working at night and you're in and out of the tractor, this is really nice to access, climb up the stairs of the tractor. Next, you'll notice a wide open entry. It's easy to get in and out of the tractor, plenty of room to access the cab, straight into the seat. The steering wheel tilts and telescopes, bringing the dash with you so it's easy visibility and offering best-in-class comfort. Here you'll notice standard on the 8700 S Series, the instructor seat. We've got it in the folded position here, seamlessly out of the way, and then it easily pops up here if you have an instructor with you. We offer 2 premium seat options on the 8700 S Series tractor. As shown here, we have the cloth seat, swivels, it's air ride. We can also adjust the bottom of the seat, the lumbar, built-in armrest, and it's also heated. Then we also offer a Super Luxe Grammar seat. This seat has leather and it's an automatic adjusting seat, so it adjusts automatically to the weight of the operator. Now let me show you our deluxe armrest and also our Datatronic 5 monitor. The Datatronic 5 monitor is new to the Massey Ferguson 8700 S Series tractor. It's a 9-inch touchscreen monitor and it's got everything you need, from tractor functions to your precision technology to your ISO bus, as well as an integrated camera. This is our home screen. This is where we control all our tractor functions, and this is what you'll view when you first start the tractor up. Over here we have some quick readouts. Like, for example, I have this one set up to read our gallons per acre of fuel usage. I also have shown here is my cruise speed 1, so I can quickly reference that. I have my slip percentage and I have my RPMs as well. Let's say we wanted to add another one. Let's say we wanted to add gallons per hour of fuel usage. Simply come here, add it, okay, and now we can have that here. These are all customizable, and as you can see, there's several different things that we can add here to quickly view and read out. Next, over here, we'll move to our H3 and H4 buttons. These are our hot buttons. We can simply change those here. We can go in here and change them. Let's say I want that to engage auto guide. Okay, now the H3 button will engage auto guide, and I can lock and unlock those buttons here. Moving up, as we talked about on the multi-pad, you'll see here you've got a valve you control. You can change that to your first remote, second remote, third remote, whichever one you want. And then at the rear fender, you'll be able to change which valve you control at the rear fender switch. So let's say we want to put that on valve 2. Okay, now when we go around to the rear fender, we'll be able to adjust that valve from back there. We can also lock and unlock our timers down here and hydraulics. Moving down here, also quick readouts. You can see differential lock here, four-wheel drive lock here, telling you what's engaged and what's not engaged. And down here you'll see all of your valves. So you've got 6 valves on this tractor, and you can change all of these by simply clicking on them. So if we want to adjust our flow rates, this is where we would come to. If I wanted to adjust my negative side to 50%, I simply just scroll the button here, drop it on 50%. Or if I wanted to sync the two together, I can get them both to 50%. Down here, we can change from a aggressive start to a gradual start on our hydraulics. And also here we can set timers. Let's say I wanted to set my number 2 valve to run for 2 seconds. There's where I do that. Or if I wanted to set it to continuous, I simply hit this button here, and when I engage that valve, it'll run until I stop it. Over here you'll see your 3-point settings. So this will give you a percentage of how high or how low, and also your auto guide, your PTO, and this is your main screen. This is going to give you all the information you need. The 8700S series is available with Trimble or Novatel receivers. These are available from the factory. And as you can see here in our Datatronic 5, we still have our readouts for our tractor functions. We have here a red button indicating that we are not on a line, and when you are steering on a way line, you will have a green button there so you know exactly when and when you're not engaged on auto guide. Here we can pause and start our task controller. Here we can turn section control on and off. These are our nudge left and right buttons. We can focus or pull out on our screen. Here it tells us what way line we're on. Here it tells us our correction services, and here it tells us what kind of signal strength we have. Over here on the right hand side, we have our quick readout buttons. If we wanted to start a new field or start a new way line or whatever we want to do here, go to our settings of our implement. We can click here, and this is where we would adjust all of our settings, whether it be width, or whatever that may be, set up a new one, our distance back from our drawbar, our triggers, start on PTO on. So when I turn the PTO on, the tractor would start mapping. Down here I want to mention a really interesting thing, our go mode. Our go mode is a simple, easy to use method to start a way line without having to set up a whole lot of extras. All you do is click that button, select the way line you want. The monitor will give you steps to take, and in no more than 3 clicks, you have a field set up and you're ready to start steering the tractor. Here, let me tell you about our ISO bus. So our ISO bus is capable of running any of our AGCO implements as well as many other brand name implements. Here's our camera. If we had a camera, say for example, we wanted to watch a large square baler nodder stack, we can put that in here, no problem. And then the last thing I want to mention is our split screen capability. So let's say we wanted to watch our tractor functions here, we could do that. Or down here, if we wanted to change our screens up, we could simply choose a different screen. Let's say that I wanted to put my hydraulics on this page. So now I can view all of my hydraulics very simply over here on this side of the screen, and I can watch my guidance screen on this side. Let me show you the 8700S Series Deluxe armrest. This comes standard on all of our 8700S Series tractors. It makes your life a lot easier. Everything that you need to control the tractor is located right here at your fingertips. First, let me show you our multi-pad joystick. This is how we control the speed of the tractor. So with our Dyna VT transmission, obviously we can get to any speed that we want, even down to the 10th. If we want to go faster, we simply push forward on this multi-pad. If we want to slow down, we simply pull back. Here you'll find easy to push, PTO on and off, automatic, engine preset speed. Here's our 3-point hitch, down, neutral, and up. Our cruise speed 1 and cruise speed 2. These are easily adjustable. Let's say we're going across the field and we want to go 5 miles an hour pulling a planter. We can simply engage that. If we want to get to the headlands and slow down a little bit, we could set that speed at 4 miles per hour, and we simply press that button. Here's our hydraulic valve. This is assignable to 1 through 6 to control any of our functions on a single valve. Then here's our headland function. This can be engaged to engage auto guide or a sequence that we set up in our Datatronic 5. And finally, this is how we shuttle the tractor. I'll also mention that the multi-pad can be set up to be ISO compliant, meaning if we're running triple mowers, we can set this up however we want it to raise, lower, or fold our 3-point. Let me show you how you control your 6 rear remotes. So here is our number 1 remote. This is our joystick, okay? We can go negative or plus for number 1, and we can go plus or negative for number 2. This makes our most commonly used functions really easy. All we have to do is push and push back. We also have the engage constantly, just push forward, or that can be float. Here's 3, 4, and 5, and then up on our multi-pad is number 6. Here's our 3-point linkage control as well, up and down and neutral. Here's our preset engine speed A and B. Here's how we change the ranges on our transmission, and we can set this button to engage auto guide or a headland function. This is how we unlock and lock our hydraulics, and this is how we engage our ISO on our multi-pad. Here is our throttle control to raise and lower our engine RPMs. Back here you'll notice our dynamic tractor management function. This is how we engage it, and this is how we turn it off. Next, this is where we adjust our cruise speed 1 and cruise speed 2. To increase it, we dial forward, and decrease, we dial backwards. And of course this is cruise speed 2, and this is how we change from lever to pedal mode. What that means is if you were unloading a grain cart into a tractor and trailer, you might put it in pedal mode, and basically all you do at that point is just press down on your pedal and the tractor will gradually creep forward. Then if we change it back to lever mode, at that point we would use our multi-pad to increase and decrease the speed of the tractor. Finally, here I want to show you our PTO. To engage our PTO, we push it on. To turn it off, we push it to the rear position, and also our automatic function, meaning that when we raise our 3-point hitch, for example, the PTO would turn off, and when we lower it, the PTO would turn on. And finally, our remote number 6 is here. To keep things simple on our armrest, we locate all of our functions that may not be as commonly used on our B-pillar. This doesn't impair our visibility, but it also keeps buttons that are not as commonly used out of the way. As you can see, we got our headlights, our 4-wheel drive, our differential, our auto steer, and our cab and front suspension settings here. As we move up, you'll see that we have our ignition switch here, our 3-point settings here. So this would be our max height, our rate of drop, our draft control, and here we have our 3-point suspension. Next up, you'll see we've got our 540, 540 Eco, 1000, 1000 Eco, and our neutral selection. And finally, here's where we control all of our work lights, as well as our beacon lights. I could go on and on about the many features on the 8700 S Series tractor. They're all straightforward, dependable, simple to use. But if you want to know more about this tractor, I would encourage you to go visit your local Massey Ferguson dealer or go to our webpage, masseyferguson.us.